Hey guys, welcome to today's video. It is going to be a small art haul, but it's a special art haul because it's my birthday. I've intentionally been cutting back on buying art supplies, and so this haul is a smaller one, and I just picked things that I thought that I could add to enhance my collection. Hi, my name is Vanessa, and I make art videos about a little bit of this and that, mainly things that pertain to sketchbooks. If that sounds interesting to you, consider subscribing. To begin, I ended up picking up just 3 Daniel Smith watercolors from their new release of colors. The first color that I got is Manganese Violet. After I set up these watercolors and show you the other 2 items that I got in my art haul, I'm going to be painting with them. Timestamps will be listed down below if you want to fast forward and skip this part. The second color that I picked up is Cobalt Green Deep, and it ended up being my favorite color out of the 3. And then I got Coral Reef. That green has a nice granulation and it mixes very well with other colors. The other 2 items that I picked up for my birthday are 2 books. The Landscape Painter's Workbook. I've been really into landscapes lately, and this is something that's newer for me. I have done landscapes in the past, but haven't really delved deep into them. So I'm looking forward to digging into this book. It got really good reviews, and I want to learn more about it. So Essential Studies in Shape, Composition, and Color. For every painter who has ever tried to translate light into paint, and to my students whose tenacity and openness to new ideas make me a better instructor and a better painter. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is just so beautiful. Look at all those brushstrokes. Very expressive and beautiful. I think I'm going to flip through this and see what I want to use, and I'm going to end up using something from here to inspire me to paint something in my watercolor sketchbook, along with the other book I'm about to show you. This one's on the cover. This image is on the cover. I'm going to the Grand Canyon, so this is like perfect for me. I want to take some photographs. Oh, look at sunset light over the Grand Canyon. How appropriate. The rule of value and shape interpretation. Depending on like value relationship next to each other, how you perceive them when it's next to a light versus when it's next to a dark. So I kind of stopped talking during the process of flipping through the book. I was just reading some bits here and there as I was going through the pages, but I am loving this book so far and already getting ideas and a good sense of how to do landscapes based on the descriptions in the book and the illustrations that the book provides. So the birthday gift that my awesome husband gave to me is a trip to the Grand Canyon. It has been one of those trips that I've always wanted to do since I was a kid, and this is my first time going, and I told him that I would want an experience rather than a material thing for my birthday. So when I had filmed this video right here, it was a few days before our trip, and now that I'm here editing, I have come back from my trip, and it was a great experience that I felt so inspired. I collected a lot of photographs and did some plein air painting that I will always remember and cherish that experience. And that is another wonderful function of a sketchbook, is to help record memories and all the wonderful experiences that you have in your life. It becomes a visual journal for you. So at the moment, I feel like I'm in the era of a landscape phase, and I am loving it. So going through this book has really given me some great inspiration to record and draw and paint the landscapes that surround me. So I am very excited to be going on this journey with making landscapes in my artwork. And then this one is the Art and Flair of Mary Blair. An appreciation. Oh my gosh, look at the inside right here already. We've got some really cool artwork that I'm inspired by. Let's check the back and see. Yes. On the back side, back as well. This is so pretty, the way these pastel fonts showing the chapters, the contents, table of contents. See, introduction, Mary's World, watercolor years, nice. South of the Border, surprise packages, the big three, Cinderella, Alice, and Peter, freelancing, small world, and beyond. Already, just inspiration. I love the marks, the colors, the design. So I'm going to pick something from here too, and then I'm going to create a spread in my sketchbook. Just kind of flip through here, get some inspiration because I'm ready to paint. These are her watercolor years. This will be fun to flip through and read, just kind of dip in and out of both these books. I am a Disney fan, and Mary Blair is one of my favorite Disney artists. Also, Ivan Earl is another Disney artist that I absolutely love. This book is absolutely stunning, and this is the one that I have by Ivan Earl. I love the way that he illustrates and stylizes his work. His landscapes are fun, colorful. I love him. Also, this one was a gift maybe 5 years ago for Christmas, and I cherish this book. This is cute. Nice. How fun. Her composition and design and color, oh my gosh, is phenomenal. So much inspiration at every page. And the way that she uses space too, like the idea, the concept of atmospheric perspective, you can see present in her work. I feel like I'm at a point in my art journey where I have collected enough art supplies that I don't need to buy big things like I typically used to, because I have everything that I feel that I need. But you know, when I run out of a supply, I want to replace it. So that's kind of where I am right now. But books, give me as many books as I can. So that is where I am right now, is in the mindset of that, and yeah, collecting and growing my book collection. Look at the kitty. You are probably thinking, Vanessa, you just bought 3 new watercolors. You have enough watercolors, girl. And I bought those because I don't have any colors like that in my Daniel Smith collection, and I wanted to get them because they were new, and it was a special little treat for myself for my birthday. Alright, so I've been looking through this book with you, and I have identified a few pages I want to use as inspiration in my sketchbook. So I am going to start using those new watercolors that I got from Daniel Smith and do some painting, and then after that I'm going to actually show you some paintings that I am working on and what I've been doing on the day of my birthday. So I spent a day just creating art for my birthday, which I absolutely enjoyed that experience. I'm going to take these three colors for a spin and see how they perform and mix them together, different combinations, and see how they work with one another and focus on composition and value. Whenever I get a new color or a new medium, I really like to break down and see what the colors are. So I'll swatch the colors, see how the value range is, and then experiment a little bit with different techniques to see how I like how they perform. Doing some wet on wet, and this is going to be my base. And so after I get this wet on wet design dry, I'll go back over the top and paint it like you see right here. I ended up really loving the designs that I saw. Mary Blair's book, the front and the back of the page. So I took that concept and design of geometric shapes as inspiration to make this design with some geometric and organic shapes. So lately, another thing that I've really been enjoying is working with a limited color palette, and that has been another thing that I've been focusing on because I feel that with a limited color palette you can really focus and learn colors, the ins and outs of how those colors perform when you just force yourself to just only use a certain set or a certain amount of colors. Also, it helps with color harmony, and so when you use fewer colors, you naturally create more unified, harmonious compositions. So then furthermore, everything looks like it fits and belongs together. I want to go back to the thought of a deeper comprehension, mastery of color. So when you restrict yourself with this limited color palette, you really get to know how those colors interact by mixing, blending, using them with different techniques. And so you kind of broaden your range of knowledge with just a few resources that you have. So it's worth mentioning the creative constraints. So again, the idea of limitations, it often pushes you out of your comfort zone, and because of that, and you are limited, you have to push your creativity. So you have to be innovative with the colors that you have instead of relying on the endless buffet of options if you're like me and you have a lot of colors in your collection. So now I am moving on to the first book that I got with the landscapes, and I flipped through the pages and saw this particular scene that I wanted to recreate, and I had a great time doing this and kind of warming up and fine-tuning my landscaping skills, because like I said, this is one of my new focuses that I'm really excited to be doing and making, and I look forward to the adventure and see where it leads me with my art journey. Please share in the comments if you have any new goals or current goals that you've been working on, and I would love to know what that is. So this is the end result, and this is what I came up with. Inspiration from Mary Blair, her book, and then these are the landscapes that I did from that book. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to go to all my Daniel Smith colors and pick 3 primary colors, which I've set aside. I'll show you right now, and use those 3 primary colors plus these and make a spread with that. So these are the colors that I chose, and let's see how they mix. These mix with my new Daniel Smith colors. I'm just about done filling this palette, and after that I really don't want to buy any more watercolors, so I'm just going to stick with these and just use replacements. I'm satisfied I have enough, and I'm trying to turn a new leaf and not buy so much since I clearly have. So I go ahead and I go through this pretty quickly, but what I ended up doing was doing a value range with each of those colors, and I did a color wheel too to see how they all mix together. Sorry I didn't film the whole thing. My battery was dying on my phone. I filmed from my phone, but this is what I ended up doing. Once I started, I couldn't stop, but I had a good time. I put some notes for myself so I can remember what I did. Those are the colors I used, the primary colors. And so I've also been loving taking notes for myself. So when I go back and I flip through my sketchbooks, I can look at what was going through my head, my process. Here is the day of my birthday, and I'm quickly showing you my gouache art challenge. This is the spread I'm working on. I've really been enjoying using my Neo Color 2s as a base with my gouache. So I'll outline the sketch, just get a general shape, block in some of the shadows, and then I'll go in with my gouache to paint. A current oil painting that I've been working on, and it is a landscape, an old photograph that I am painting of my husband and I. Thank you guys so much for joining me today and spending your time here with me. I appreciate you, my art friends, and I will see you in my next video. I hope you have a wonderful and creative day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.